What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to the Playbook Sports Podcast. This is Nate coming at you guys. Field Yates, ESPN insider, just released his first mock draft, really. Just came out this morning. Valentine's Day, happy Valentine's Day if you celebrate it, and if not, enjoy the cheap chocolate. I have not looked at this. I have known it was out, and I purposefully stayed away. I did not want any sneak peeks. I just wanted to dive into this and react to it as I see it. Everybody's not going to have the exact same mock draft. I am not going to agree with every pick. And just to be honest with you, Field Yates does a fantastic job. I enjoy his YouTube videos. I enjoy listening to him talk. He knows his stuff. He's got infinitely more sources than I do. He knows significantly more than I do about this whole process. I just want to get that out there. This isn't a shot at him. If I disagree with something, who cares? We're all allowed to have our opinions on these players. Let's just get right into this, though, because I'm fairly confident I know what the first overall pick is going to be. Before we get into today's video, guys, I just want to give a special shout out to today's sponsors, starting with Goldfine and Bowles, Lawyers for the Injured. Personal injury, workers' compensation, those are their two things, but any sort of legal advice, they're the people to call. Give them a phone call, 309-673-5144. Tell them we sent you, okay? And I'd also like to shout out SeatGeek for sponsoring today's video as well. Use promo code PlaybookSports on their website to get $20 off your first purchase of $30 or more. Let's get back to the video. There it is. First overall pick is Caleb Williams to Chicago. I think that this is starting to gain a ton of momentum. I'd be shocked now if it wasn't Caleb Williams at pick 1. You got to take a shot on it, because if you don't pick Caleb Williams, right, if you trade down and Caleb Williams is this generational talent and you passed on him, your job's gone. The GM, everybody who was involved in that decision is now fired. You take a chance on someone like this. You've seen Justin Fields for 4 years now, and he hasn't exactly proven to be the guy, and you have a chance to reset even just like from a financial standpoint, even if you say, man, they may be the same player, which is probably Caleb Williams' very base floor is a Justin Fields-like player, and that'd be probably a disaster for him. I mean, at the end of the day, you get him for 4 more years for a significantly lower cost than what Justin Fields may command. So first overall pick, this is chalk. It's Caleb Williams. Second overall pick here, Washington. It's Jaden Daniels. I disagree. There it is. I disagree. I am not a huge Jaden Daniels guy. He was awesome this past year. He really was. And maybe for Washington, I could see it because their offensive line is so bad and they'll need the scrambling ability. But I don't want this to get lost in the shuffle. Drake May is a better quarterback prospect than Jaden Daniels is. Drake May is going to be very similar, I think, to Justin Herbert in the NFL. They look alike. They throw alike. They have cannons for arms. They played at school that didn't win anything, but they're still projectable. These are guys that are going to be good eventually in the league at some point. And I am all in on Drake May, not necessarily on Jaden Daniels. On my personal big board, I've got Jaden Daniels at 10. I've got Drake May at 3. I'm a Drake May guy. Maybe Fields is a Jaden Daniels guy. Maybe the NFL likes Jaden Daniels more than I do. If that's the case, so be it. But he's got Jaden Daniels at 2, and I did see Drake May at 3. This is a disaster for me as a Miami Dolphins fan. I do not want the Patriots to come out of here with Drake May. It's like Field Yates says, 6'4", 230, 21 years old. He's everything you want. A strike thrower. He's good in the pocket. He's agile. He had 16 rushing touchdowns over the 2 years. Man, I think Drake May is going to be awesome. I really do. He'll need weapons in New England, as every quarterback does, but I think that's a home run pick for the New England Patriots is Drake May at pick 3. Just sitting there and letting the second. I think Drake May is closer to Caleb Williams than Jaden Daniels. I think you go Caleb Williams and then maybe 2 notches below is Drake May, but then 3 notches below is Jaden Daniels. Something like that. You know what I mean? I think he's closer to being number 1 than he is to number 3. That's my opinion. Number 4, Arizona, obvious. Marvin Harrison Jr. This one is chalk. If the Patriots don't do it, if you do get 3 QBs, boom, 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 it's Marvin Harrison Jr. at pick number 4 to Arizona, and Arizona is ecstatic. 6'4", 205, one of the best receiving prospects we have had in a long time. He is going to be drafted in fantasy football very early. He is going to be leaned on in that offense. The guy's a stud. I like this pick from Marvin Harrison Jr. at pick number 4 for the Arizona Cardinals, and now I think the draft truly begins. Chargers, I could see them going a few ways. I could see them going with Brock Bowers. I could see them going with either Rome Odunze or Malik Neighbors. I could see a trade down. And when I do my next mock draft, which will be coming out here shortly, you'll see who I think that what they may do at pick number 5. But Field Yates has them taking. Okay, Joe Alt, interesting. Interesting. With Keenan Allen and Mike Williams both in their final year of the deal. Oh, man, I don't know. I don't know. And you're putting him at right tackle, and he's a career left tackle. I don't like it. I don't like Joe Alt here at 5. I'm not a fan of that. If you want a right tackle, the best right tackle in the class is Talisa Fuanga. Not Joe Alt. Joe Alt's the best left tackle in the class for sure. He's a stud. I mean, 6'8", 320-something pounds. Guy's a monster. But I do not love that. I don't love that pick. I think they need a pass catcher here because they're running out of time with what they have, and Quentin Johnston was not it. All right, so Joe Alt at 5. Pick 6, New York goes Malik Neighbors, wide receiver. Yeah, I don't hate that at all. I think that's a good pick. I will say this. When I do my next mock draft, spoiler alert, I really like Talisa Fuanga in this spot. Especially if they're thinking offensive line, it has to be him. I think that if New York's on the clock and all the offensive tackles are on the board, that they should take Fuanga because he's a right tackle. That's where he plays. That's his natural position. He dominated at the Senior Bowl. You don't have to try and translate as like a Joe Alt or Olu Fashanu over to the right side, and you can put Evan Neal in at right guard. However, in this instance, Field Yates is mock draft here. Malik Neighbors at pick 6 is a home run. Most explosive player in the draft, completely agree. Absolute stud. He would be awesome for them. It is kind of the smaller receiver, which they seem to have quite a few of, but I don't mind it because he's just that good. Malik Neighbors is going to be fantastic. So I like that pick at 6, which brings up Tennessee at pick number 7. They probably are real pissed that Joe Alt's not available, which makes me think maybe Olu Fashanu at 7. Oh, Rome Odunze. Fast forward just a little bit accidentally. 7, Tennessee going Rome Odunze. Okay, have a clear and obvious need at wide receiver. Be floored if they pass on Odunze. I agree with that. If Joe Alt's not there and you're all in on Joe Alt and you don't like any of the other tackles as much, I could see that. I don't hate that pick. Yeah, he's fantastic. Rome Odunze is awesome. If I'm the Bears, I'm praying that either him or Malik is there at 9, and it's a home run first round. Pick 8, I saw Dallas Turner. Another one I don't like. It's not the fit. The fit is fine. They need a good pass rusher. They need a dominant pass rusher. That's not Dallas Turner. Dallas Turner he reminds me of Nolan Smith from last year. And just maybe a little undersized, only 240-something pounds. I'd have to look it up. I don't have it off the top of my head. Not big enough. He's going to have to put on weight. He's going to struggle against the stronger tackles. I don't love Dallas Turner as the first edge off the board. I've got him below several. I've got him below Latu. I've got him below Jared Verse. I've got him below some D tackles. I really think Jerzon Newton and Byron Murphy Jr. are both probably better prospects. That's just me. But I digress. Dallas Turner's in that range, I would say. I don't know. I'm just not very high on Dallas Turner. But Atlanta needs a pass rusher. I don't hate that. Pick number 9, Chicago Bears, Laiatu Latu. This was what I did in my first mock draft. Caleb Williams, Laiatu Latu. He's going to be awesome. He's the most polished pass rusher in the entire class. Big fan of Laiatu Latu. Not great against the run, but very, very good against the pass. Him and Montez Sweat together would be fantastic. An awesome 1-2 punch there. Latu may have those medical concerns, but he just played an entire season. I think you take a chance on the highest upside pass rusher in this class in Latu Latu at pick 9, which brings up the New York Jets. This will probably be a tackle, right? Olu Fashanu at pick number 10. Yep, has to be. Absolutely has to be. Like it says, on a mission all offseason to upgrade the offensive line before Rodgers gets back. You have to do it. I'm obviously a huge Talisa Fuaga guy. But I still like Olu Fashanu, especially pass blocking. His run blocking got better in 2023 this past season, but he's known for being an excellent, excellent pass blocker. That's what they need. Just protect Aaron Rodgers. I think that's a smart pick by the New York Jets. Pick 11, Minnesota goes Jared Verse, edge rusher. Okay, I like that. Danielle Hunter being a free agent, Marcus Davenport being a free agent. You need an edge rusher just so bad. I like that pick a lot. I'm a big fan of Jared Verse's game. I think that's a great pick. Bigger defensive end. I would have liked him for Atlanta at pick 8 personally. But Jared Verse is a good pick for Minnesota in this spot. I completely agree with that one. Pick 12, Denver, quarterback. I knew it. J.J. McCarthy. There is a ton of smoke about J.J. McCarthy going in the top 12. I've seen mocks where Denver moves up and gets him. I don't think it's Russell Wilson. I don't think it's Jarrett Stidham. They need a quarterback. Sean Payton wants a quarterback, and I think it's going to be J.J. McCarthy. No, he didn't have the stats. Whatever. He's very projectable. He's got good mobility. I think he's going to be solid. You didn't really see it all out of him at Michigan, but he didn't need to. He just turned around and handed the ball off to Blake Corum. I think J.J. McCarthy can be solid. I like him a lot more than I like the next 2 quarterbacks in order. I don't love Bo Nix, and I'm not the highest on Michael Penix. I still think Michael Penix is better than Bo Nix, though. People are way too high on Bo Nix. That's my opinion. J.J. McCarthy at 12. I like that. Pick 13. Las Vegas Raiders go defensive tackle Byron Murphy out of Texas. Okay, I like a defensive tackle here to line up in there, and I think pick your poison, or take the pick of the litter here between Jerzon Newton and Byron Murphy. Byron Murphy's just a little bit smaller, but very, very good. He is a kind of a speed in the interior. Very good defensive tackle. I like that pick for Vegas. I do think that that's a position of need. Some people will want a quarterback and or an offensive lineman. Talisa Fuaga would be a good pick here. Again, I wonder how far he falls, because if he's there at 21, I am screaming of joy for the Dolphins. But Byron Murphy at pick 13, I like a lot. Pick 14 for the Saints. I can't totally see it, but I'm pretty certain it's going to be Tyler Guyton. It is Tyler Guyton, offensive tackle out of Oklahoma. Yeah, they're going to have to replace Ryan Ramczyk because that knee injury could force him into retirement. Trevor Penning has not been very good. Tyler Guyton has a ton of upside. Super athletic, looked fantastic at the Senior Bowl. His stock has flown up along with a few other guys. Tyler Guyton to the Saints. Saints are getting an offensive tackle. If you can bet on it, bet on it. Pick 15, Indianapolis Colts go Terrion Arnold. My number one corner. Fantastic man coverage corner. Guy is, he can do it all. He's going to test off the charts at the combine. He's my corner one. I've got him as a top 10 player in this draft. I could see him going as high as 5 to the Chargers if they feel the need. Colts stay put. They get a stud corner. Great pick here for the Colts. Pick 16. Seattle. This stops the fall of Brock Bowers, but it's a tight end. If he doesn't go to the Chargers, who takes him? Not several teams above them aren't going to take a tight end because it's not a need. This is kind of a luxury pick for some people, and my goodness, that Seattle Seahawks offense could absolutely roll. Replace Will Dissly, replace Noah Fant and Colby Parkinson, and oh my God, with Brock Bowers, forget it. Love that pick for them. The fact that he falls all the way to 16 is crazy. I have him as my 6th best player in this entire class. Pick number 17, Jacksonville goes Jackson Powers Johnson. Well, that sucks, Fields. That sucks. That's who I want genuinely at pick 21 for Miami. He was awesome, and it was like, yeah, he's going to be a really good second-round pick. And then he went to the Senior Bowl and was maybe the best player there. He was unbelievable. He has such good anchor on the interior line. The snaps were an issue at the Senior Bowl, at least in the practices, but whatever. He's more so worried about the one-on-one in front of him. He's not showing off his snaps. He's showing off his blocking, and his blocking looked fantastic. Best center in the class by a mile. This is someone you plug in at your center position and you forget about it for 10 years at least. Great pick for the Jags who need it. Pick 18, Talisa Fuaga. Great. Both of my 2 favorite picks at 17 and 18. That sucks. Jonah Williams will be a free agent. He's going to command about $10 million in salary cap. Bengals can go cheaper and just get an absolute stud at right tackle. A mauler in the run game. He brings nasty with him. He is going to be fantastic wherever he goes. He could go as high as 6. He could go as high as, maybe 5 even. He's so good. He's my favorite tackle in the class to watch. His film is excellent. He's got some fantastic pass blocking moves where he fakes you out by sticking out an arm like he's expecting you to go this way. So then the defensive end, his intuition is to chop the arm, and then he pulls it back and leaves the end chopping at air and completely off balance. It's beautiful. It's art. Talisa Fuaga is fantastic. Great pick for the Bengals at pick 18. Damn. Pick 19, Quinion Mitchell. Yep, Rams need a corner. A while ago, I mocked Terrion Arnold to them. Obviously, it doesn't fall to them here. Quinion Mitchell, another guy at the Senior Bowl whose stock absolutely flew up. He was fantastic. He showed, and he was a lockdown in the one-on-ones too, where it's everything is, the wide receiver has every single advantage in those. He looked great. Excellent at Toledo, obviously. And then when the lights were bright and shining on him and he was going up against other top-tier players, he was excellent as well. Fantastic player. Very, very good man-to-man. I really feel like he was like a perfect fit for the Cowboys. I mocked that a while ago, and now he's going before that as well. I wish people would quit joining me on where these prospects fall. Quinion Mitchell at pick 19. I like it. 20. Whoa. Okay. Bo Nix to Pittsburgh. Interesting. Kenny Pickett was just taken at pick 18 2 years ago? I don't like this one. No. First of all, I don't think Bo Nix is a first-round talent quarterback. I don't. Second of all, that's not what you need. Ugh, interesting. Blends sharp accuracy with some razzle-dazzle after transferring from Auburn. That's my issue, right? That's my issue with Bo Nix. We've seen him against the best defenses in college, which if you're going to do it at the professional level, at a high level, worthy of a first-round pick, you better show me something when you play in the SEC. And he didn't. He was not good. Yeah, he went to Oregon and played fantastic. He was fantastic for Oregon this year. The Pac-12 didn't play defense. They never played defense. Look at his numbers at Auburn. They were abysmal. And he goes to a place where it's a pass-happy conference that doesn't play any defense at all, and he lit it up. And he was throwing to guys like Troy Franklin, who's fantastic. I hate that pick by the Steelers. That feels like a complete miss for Pittsburgh. 21, my Miami Dolphins. All right, what do I want here? Brian Thomas Jr. would be fun. I would be okay with that. An offensive lineman like J.C. Latham would be a good one. Troy Fautanu isn't bad either because he can play guard and tackle. Let's see what Fields gives us. Troy Fautanu, okay. Out of Washington. If Tron Armstead plays, which he's considering retiring, which would be sad for me, but if he plays, we will still need a left guard. Fautanu can play left guard. He can also play left tackle. He's got great footwork, plays with fire. He also brings the nasty, much like Fuaga. I'd be okay with Troy Fautanu at 21 if JPJ and Talise Fuaga are both off the board. I'm okay with Troy Fautanu there. I like that pick. Philly at 22. Nate Wiggins. Hey, where's everybody who was dogging me for giving the Eagles a corner in my first mock draft? They desperately need a corner. They gave up 4,300 passing yards this past season. Darius Slay, 33. James Bradbury, 31, and sucked. Nate Wiggins is 6'2", excellent man corner. He's fantastic. Big fan of him. Like Field says, great confidence and a short memory in coverage. He gets beat, he forgets it. That's what you want to see. That's a great pick for Philadelphia. You desperately need a cornerback, and Nate Wiggins falling to them at 22 is a great pick. I completely agree with that. Houston. Ooh, interesting. Houston goes with Ennis Rakestraw Jr. Personally, if the board fell like this, I would like Jerzon Newton still on the board here. I think he would be good for the Texans. They really need somebody on the interior defensive line. They also might need an edge rusher if they don't bring back their edge who's leaving, whose name escapes me currently. Ennis Rakestraw Jr., I don't have him rated as highly as everybody. I don't know about giving them a fearsome cornerback duo. I will say for Rakestraw, very willing tackler, very good against the run. Yeah, even says it there. Does delivering bone-crunching hits in run defense. Yeah, very, very good against the run. I just don't love that for Houston. That's just not who I would go with, especially with their need on the defensive line. Dallas, this is the earliest I've seen him mocked in a while. Edgerrin Cooper, linebacker.
We have undergrads working in our labs at a level that you don't see at most institutions.
And it's really a privilege for me to be able to train students.
Edgerrin Cooper, wow, that is a great pick for Dallas in my opinion. You could use an offensive lineman, absolutely, especially if you don't bring back Tyron Smith. But Leighton Vander Esch with his serious neck injuries, and Cooper, best interior linebacker. I love that. I really like that. 8 sacks out of the middle linebacker position as well. Good range, good instincts. That's a great pick. I have not seen him mocked in the first round until right now. That's a great pick. 25, Green Bay, Cooper DeJean. This is a common one that I've seen. It's Cooper DeJean or it's an offensive lineman. Cooper DeJean, they're going to lose both of their starting safeties potentially in free agency, and Darnell Savage and their other starting safety, whose name I can't think of at the top of my head. Cooper DeJean can play safety. He can also play corner across from Jair Alexander. Keyshawn Nixon's a free agent. Eric Stokes has not shown a whole lot to be a number 2 corner. Cooper DeJean can absolutely be a chess piece on the Green Bay Packers defense, and I like that pick a lot as well. And of course, the Packers are not going to take an offensive player. That's not what they do in the first round. So Cooper DeJean out of Iowa, second straight Iowa guy in the first round. Interesting. Pick 26, we've got the Tampa Bay Buccaneers going with Graham Barton, guard center out of Duke. That's a great pick. Very versatile, can play everywhere on the interior of the offensive line. They just got Cody Mock not too long ago. I like him a lot. He's a day one starter for them for sure. Arizona, I kind of saw it, unfortunately, just a little bit. J.C. Latham falling all the way to 27 is kind of wild to me. I've got him as my 16th best player in this class, so him falling all that way is a big fall, along with Amarius Mims. How has he not come off the board yet? Oh my gosh. But Paris Johnson will move over to the left side. J.C. Latham's your starting right tackle. Huge, incredibly strong, And then you've got back-to-back tackles and Marvin Harrison Jr. You've got your bookend tackles and a stud wide receiver. That's a great first round for Arizona. J.C. Latham at 27 is an absolute steal. Pick 28, Buffalo Bills. It's going to be a wide receiver. It's going to be Brian Thomas Jr. I'm going to be sad. Yep, I didn't even have to look. I knew it. 17 touchdowns. He is going to blow the combine away. He may, if he goes to the combine, he may pace himself out of this pick. Like, he may fly up the boards after he dominates at the combine. Great size, great speed, great acceleration. Gabe Davis is walking. I mean, this is a home run pick for the Buffalo Bills. A home run pick for the Buffalo Bills. Makes me sick to my stomach. Pick 29, Detroit Lions are going to go Darius Robinson, edge out of Mizzou. He has flown up boards recently. If you didn't have him in your first rounds, you should, because he is definitely going to be a first-round guy. Very, very good defensive lineman. 8.5 sacks last year. Him and Aiden Hutchinson would go off together. They'd be fantastic. I like that pick for Detroit. They definitely need another defensive lineman. Basically anything on the defense, I think you just take your best player available and you roll with that. Pick 30, Baltimore Ravens go with cornerback Kamari Lassiter. Okay. I like that. Confident man coverage. Likes to play against the top wide receivers. Okay. I don't hate that. Kamari Lassiter, I've got him at my 32nd ranked player. I like that pick. Very good corner. I'm surprised him over Kool-Aid McKinstry, though. I can't believe he hasn't come off the board yet, and they're going with, interesting that Kamari Lassiter goes before him. Fair enough. Pick 31, the San Francisco 49ers are going to go with Amarius Mims, offensive tackle out of Georgia. What a fantastic pick. There's your future replacement for Trent Williams right there. Oh, my goodness. And they're right. I mean, they struggled in the Super Bowl. 40% of Brock Purdy's dropbacks he was pressured on. They need help at the offensive line for sure. Mims is great. Mims is a fantastic tackle. I like him going to Pittsburgh at pick 20 because it's fun to pair him up with former teammate Broderick Jones. But great pick for San Francisco. I think it was always a tackle here. I've often seen Jordan Morgan mocked to them, which I wouldn't hate. Great pick for San Francisco, getting a stud who falls right into their laps. And finally, pick 32 for your Super Bowl champion, Kansas City Chiefs. Adonai Mitchell out of Texas. Interesting. 6'4", 196. Very good route runner. Very good length. Rashee Rice was obviously a great pick this last year. And then, Mitchell, 11 touchdowns. Interesting. Okay. I think I probably would go with Troy Franklin over him first. And I would maybe even consider someone like Keon Coleman around there. That one's tough. I know Adonai Mitchell's really, really solid. I just don't know about that one. I'm a big Troy Franklin guy. I really do think he's going to be a stud receiver. But that's Field Yates. That's his first round. It's his first mock draft. There's some notable omissions to this first round. Kool-Aid McKinstry still being on the board in the second round is wild to me. Jordan Morgan is a fantastic tackle out of Arizona, still on the board, kind of surprising. We had 5 quarterbacks go in the first round. I just don't see it happening. I could see it happening. I don't know. I don't have 5 first-round graded quarterbacks. Let me just say it that way. Keon Coleman available. There's some talent still on this board, guys. This is a deep draft. There were several guys on there that weren't taken yet that could be first-round guys. So this is a deep draft. It's going to be fun the closer we get. But that's Field Yates' mock draft as of today, February 14th. Stay tuned for the next mock draft on the channel, as well as stay tuned for our next series where we are going to try to fix some of your guys' teams via free agency, via draft, all that good stuff. So stay tuned for all that, and we will see you guys in the next one.